um, sorry, seen so little now that nothing is impossible for me. And as a leader now, where do I go from here? I just wish to pursue a higher position. I wish to grow in the institution that I work for. I have so many goals that I can see where the institution I can help, that I can put my part and help the institution grow, we started off with, I believe, 3,000 students, student enrollment when we had first opened the college in the fall of 2013. We are now up to 5,000 students this fall semester, and I feel that I play an important, a vital role to this institution to take it to the next level, for our enrollment to continue to go up, for our students to want to come to our college. And I have a lot of plans that I've thought, or ideas that I came up with to make that possible. And I feel that I can contribute so much to the institution that I work for at a higher position. And I feel that I am very well prepared, and that I have the knowledge, experience that it takes to obtain a higher position. Like I mentioned, I wish to become a director to a department here at the community college that I work for. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I would also want to continue my education, and I would like to pursue my master's as well. And there's a program that I'm interested in. It's a master's of organizational education organization. So that's something that I've been looking into. And then the next question asks, reflect on your leadership ability when you began the organizational leadership applied major course. Focus specifically on what you knew or thought you knew about who you were as a leader. I believe that I was a good leader. Not that I was completely right, or that I was completely doing everything ethically, but sometimes I would notice that a lot of my coworkers say, "Oh, you're such a nice person. You have a huge heart." And in a leadership role, that's sometimes not always a good thing. And let me explain why. As a leader, if you tend to be very lenient, if you tend to be nice, if you tend to cater to everyone's needs, sometimes people take advantage of you, and it's not what you want to portray. Sometimes they won't take you serious. If you put deadlines, they're not going to follow the deadlines, because they're going to say, "Oh, well, it's okay, she'll accept it," or "It's okay if it's late." So the kind of person that I am, or that I can honestly say that I was, and I've learned to change that, was that I was very, I guess, nice would be, I'm trying to look for a word. I would be very, I would try to work with everybody. I would, they had to do a 30-minute lunch because they had to do something else, I would accept that. Or if they had to come in late, or, so I was very flexible as a leader. And it took me a certain situation to learn that I couldn't be that way. My personality, it just comes off naturally to be that kind of person. I always want to help someone. I'm always of a servant, I guess, in a sense. I always want to be helping people, and if it can make it easier for them, why not? So that's the kind of person that I am. But when it comes to a leadership role, I soon learned that that was not going to work. If I wanted to be successful, I wanted the office to continue running smoothly, then I couldn't be that person. And that was the biggest challenge for me, because like I mentioned, as that just comes natural for me, so it was very challenging to do the opposite of what I felt. And I soon learned that I had, as a leader, I had to have the respect from the staff. I had to be fair to everyone, and if I let someone leave early, then I had to do that for everybody. And just because one person has a certain situation, it's not fair for the other person. So I learned a lot. I learned that as a leader, you have to be firm, you have to put deadlines, you have to, be fair across the board. And when you've given plenty enough time and you expect a report to be due on a certain day, it should be due on that day. There is no reason why an extension should be needed, especially if you've provided ample time for a certain project or a report. So I think that I learned a lot of the concepts, a lot of the ethics that goes into being a leader from this program, and it's helped me grow a lot. And like I mentioned before, not only do I notice it, but my coworkers, my supervisors, even the vice president has seen a difference in me. When I first started this program, the college was in the process of setting up a staff senate. We didn't have a staff senate, and as I went through this program, I started, gaining a lot of confidence, and I believe it's because of the knowledge that I was acquiring. And when they had the elections, I ran for staff senator, and I am so proud to say that I am currently holding the position of president. I'm the staff senator president for our community college, and to me, that is just a great experience that I am very fortunate to have. And the way that you become president of the staff senate is you get nominated, you get voted. So it says a great deal when your staff members, your coworkers, your supervisors vote for you to become president of the staff senate. So that shows me that I've grown, and not only do I see it, but the people that I work with as well. And what key areas of learning occurred during or as a result of the content in the applied major courses? Issues in organizational leadership. With this class, it was an introduction class. It really got me thinking about, my journey, the way that this program was going to be set. It gave me an insight about everything. As I mentioned previously, it provided me the insight of how my institution was organized, our organizational chart. I immediately started looking online on our website at my community college, looking for the organizational chart of my institution, getting familiar with it, and learning how the breakdown goes. From the board members of trustees to the president of the institution to the vice president of the institution, and how it trickles down all the way to all the staff. So that was very interesting for me to learn, to see how every company has their goals that they work with, missions, in my case our institution's mission, how we have to work, and everybody has to work aligned, and it's kind of like a pyramid, all the staff members and all the coordinators, directors, the vice president, and everybody else, it all has to align to the organization's mission. So that got me like an insight about of everything, of the organizational chart, and just that intro really, it was very helpful for me. The data-driven decision-making course. This class, honestly, was one of the hardest, challenging classes that I had. And I say that because of all the data that I had to collect, of the files that we had to do, the Excel files. I had to go on and off with my instructor. You probably remember me, but emails. It was very challenging for me. I had to learn how to work with Excel. I had to, watch videos, go, like I said, communicate with my instructor, and I am so grateful that all my instructors were very patient, are very committed to their students, and they always provide you with the time. And in the beginning, where it asked how was I in the beginning, well, I was scared, and I was scared because first of all, it's an online course, and right away you think it's going to be difficult. But I'm very fortunate that all my instructors, every single one of them, was very patient, was very understanding with my situation, and most of all all of them were very helpful. And going back to the data-driven decision-making course, like I said, my instructor was phenomenal, very patient to be explaining to me step by step by step by step, because at times I was, okay, I don't know, do you mean this? Do you mean that? Is this what you need? And we went, like I said, back and forth with emails until I was able to understand exactly what the instructor was expecting of me. And it helped me learn a lot. In my job that I have right now, I have been able to run reports. I have been able to work and try to see what has been working for us. I have collected a lot of information of what we've been doing the past years, why we haven't been getting to the numbers that we want. Different recruitment methods. We usually go to the community college, to other community colleges, to the high schools around our area, and I have found that now I have different methods of recruiting, and it has opened my eyes to a lot of other different things that are in my capacity to do to recruit students to get our enrollment up that I was not aware of before. I guess working here in this institution, it benefits me a great deal to learn to work with the data and charts, because that's what they're always asking for. Where are we with our numbers, with percentages, for our EPs, for our institution effectiveness plans. We always have to give an update within a year and say, okay, you said, if I say we're going to go up by 4%, we're going to have 4% more students in our office using our disability services labs. Then what did I do to obtain that? Okay, what didn't work? What numbers are now? So we always have to be running reports and numbers, because it's very important, the number of students that we have in our office. So this is something that's going to help me a lot. The Behavioral Ethics and Leadership course. I really enjoyed this class. It was a different style, and the ethics plays a huge role in any organization. And I have to honestly say that this class helped me learn going back to my institution, it helped me learn, how to be an ethical leader in my office, in my department, and overall, in as a whole institution. Like I said, we work with students, I work with staff, I work with faculty, so I work with, it's a big, diverse institution, so I work with everybody. So it's very important that I do learn, I believe that it's crucial that I remain ethical in every situation, and the most contact that I have on a daily basis is with parents, and that can be a bit challenging. I speak to parents every single day. I work, like I mentioned, in the Office of Disability Services, so it's a very sensitive, department in a sense, because parents come, and the hardest thing is when their students are trying to transition from high school to our college, and there's a lot of changes that happen. A lot of accommodations or modifications that they were being provided before are no longer going to be provided in our institution. So it is very important. This class helped me learn a great deal of how to be ethical with everyone. Parents, students, faculty, staff, like I mentioned, and in a leadership role. In a leadership role, it is crucial, especially because I work for an institution or a community college, that I'm always ethical with parents. The way I bring myself about, the way I speak to them, or the students as well, it not only reflects on my person, but it reflects on the institution that I work for. So if I'm out there in the community trying to recruit students, I am also representing the community college that I work for. So I have to be very careful that I am ethical at all times. And how am I supposed to be ethical if I'm not aware of what that is? So with this course, it opened my eyes. Many things I can honestly say I didn't know. I already knew that I had learned in the past, but many things that I never had crossed my mind, it was an eye-opener for me. It really was. It helped me a lot. And I believe that it's going to continue to help me in the rest of my career. And even if I move up to another position, it will always help me. Leadership theory, the next course. Sorry. The leadership theory class was also very beneficial to me. I learned how to control certain situations that can occur. On a daily basis, I face a lot of different scenarios, situations Not only do I work as in the Office of Disability Services, so our whole department consists of disability services, student activities, career transfer and employment, counseling, and our recreational center. So we have 5 offices that makes up our department. So we are always having to help. We don't have a big amount of staff. So sometimes I'll be helping the recreation center with events or student activities or the student organizations or our leadership programs we have on campus. And I have to be, well-rounded with everyone's office. So there's a lot of situations that occur, not only in the disability services office. There's sometimes the students have complaints, they're not being accommodated, in their classroom by their instructor, and that's a big issue for us. And this class has taught me how to handle a situation or how to be ethical in a certain situation, and how to keep control, how to be able to look at everything, not be quick to just make a decision, but to look at everything that it entails, and to evaluate. And I believe that my knowledge I've grown so much, and not only by experience, but I keep mentioning my knowledge that I've acquired. It's a lot. It is a lot. I know it's gonna help me, and I feel that I'm better equipped to deal with certain situations and how to address every situation. I feel that I'm well prepared now, and I believe that it can be in any office, not only in the disability services office, but if I'm at any other office, I feel that I am ready and equipped to handle any situation that may arise. Because, like I mentioned, there's a lot of things that do happen here at the community college with students, with staff, and I feel that I am more equipped due to the classes that I have taken. Let me see. The next one is Leading Change. The Leading Change course. The Leading Change course, it showed me how to deal with change in an organization. And sometimes change is difficult for many of us, and we here in our institution have endured a lot of changes. Many changes that many thought were going to be impossible and difficult, and it's not always easy. Sometimes we're set in our routine, we're set in our ways, we like things the way they are going. Why do they have to change? And we're hesitant, and we cannot be hesitant. And this class showed me here, from my experience, we had a president, and then their contract got terminated, so now we have a new president, and our director moved to another department, so we had another director come in. So we have dealt with a lot of change, and let me tell you, it is a big deal. And if you're not prepared for it, and if you're not knowledgeable, and like I said in the class, the Leading Change class, if you don't have that knowledge or experience, or you're not willing to change, then it's going to be very difficult. I mean, the change is going to happen, whether the staff, faculty, president, whoever it is, doesn't want it to change. It's going to happen. Whether you want to, adapt, is up to you. But if you don't, you're just making it more difficult on yourself. And you have, as a leader, if there's change, you have to embrace it and go for it. There's no way that you can say, no, I don't want to. I prefer doing things this way. As a leader, you have to adapt to every situation and face it, head on when it arises. So as a leader, having all these situations going on, it's good to have, be a strong person, to have a strong head on your shoulders and say, people are looking at you all the time. What is your reaction to our director moving? What is your reaction to the new president? What is your reaction? So they're always looking. Now that I am the role of president for the staff senate, people are always looking at you to see what are you going to be. Are you confident? Are you going to be talking about the change in a negative manner? Are you going to embrace it? And I've learned to be careful, and to embrace change, and as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're working diligently towards, you know, your institution's mission, you're working diligently in your office and, you know, trying to excel. Don't always stay conform. That's what I always tell all my staff. Don't stay conform. You know, I'm doing my job and that's it. No, don't do your job just to get by, and do your job to excel. Try to make something better. If something's not working, take the initiative and do it. Change is good. Embrace it. Change is good. And sometimes you're going to be faced with some supervisors that you're not going to see eye to eye with, but you still have to adapt, and you have to continue working hard and putting everything you have into your job. And I am a big believer that you will shine. Your work will not go unnoticed. There's always someone looking at you, and I know that for a fact because when I'm walking in the campus, there's sometimes faculty that I haven't met. Sometimes we have a lot of adjunct instructors that are new, and they come up to me and they're like, "Oh, Miss Sandoval, how are you doing? Congratulations on your new position." And just look at that. I'm like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." I don't even know who they are. Maybe they're just a new adjunct instructor that came in. You know, someone told them. But when there's change occurs, you have to adapt, embrace it. Like I said, we have to be prepared for it and be ready and move forward. All we can do is move forward. There's no reverse and going back. It's just move forward, and continue to do what you're doing. And I believe the leading change class helped me a lot because, like I mentioned, we went through many drastic changes in our institution, and our department, our office just kept running smoothly the whole time because we were ready, we were prepared, we embraced it, and we pulled forward. The capstone class, the capstone 1 and capstone 2 courses, which were the last courses, these two courses have kind of like wrapped everything back together that I learned, and it has been, for me, from my experience, very helpful to go through all these classes. The capstone 1 course, you know, it helped me just evaluate everything, all my skills, problem solving, everything that I had learned. It just kind of tied it all together. The interviews that I performed, I learned a lot, and these are people that I work with, people that I know, that I thought I knew, but when I had the opportunity to interview them, I mean, I was so excited because it gave me an insight on their personality, who they are as a person, who they are as a leader, and how they tie both together, because that was something that I felt challenging to me, my personality and a leader role, how to tie them both together, where do you draw that boundary line. I also forgot to mention that I have an older brother who is deaf, and that is how I learned signs, and then I pursued a degree in sign language. But when I mention this is because when I first started working with the deaf community, I worked for the school district for many years before I started working at the college level. But it was really hard for me to separate the interpreter, the sign language interpreter role from the students, because coming from a family who had a deaf member, I always wanted to do more for the students. I wanted to do more and help them, and I was just so devoted to them, 110%. I can honestly say I was always helping the students with anything that they needed, right? Because I could, it hit home. I have a deaf brother. I know his struggles, his challenges. I know that it's difficult, so I always wanted to help them. And when you grow and you become, now when I work at community college, a lot of these students come here to this college, so I've seen them grow up, and it's very hard to separate, where it's now I'm the supervisor, and I have to separate the role from I cannot say like friends, but it's a different it's an intimate relationship that we have. So it's like, where do I put that boundary, And I can honestly say, like, interviewing the interviews that I did, I interviewed these two people which I admire, enormously, and I thought, wow, because not only did I have this challenge that I face every single day, and how do I do it to separate, my friendship or this relationship that I have with the deaf community when I'm at work? How do you put that boundary? But it gave me a lot of insight, and it was, like I said, I learned a lot from both of them, even more, because it was more intimate, it was more on a personal level than just a day-to-day conversation that I may have with them. And I learned how leaders are made. I mean, firsthand. I mean, the classes have taught me the knowledge, the procedures, how to run reports, like I mentioned, like the ethics, everything that goes into an organization and in a leadership role. But interviewing people that are who have moved up in leadership roles, who own their own company, how they're able to manage everything, it was just a wonderful experience. I mean, I never would have thought to interview someone, and nonetheless, how much of an impact, how much of a positive impact it would leave on me to interview these two individuals, and the questions that were provided were just, perfect. I cannot say how much they have helped me in my job and in my academics. So Capstone 1 and 2 were really good courses. This interview was by far very scary for me, because I am so excited, and I am a very sentimental person, and I get so excited, and I sit here and I just still can't believe that looking back, how everything, that I've learned, and I am excited, like I've already applied, and I can't even say like I can't wait to apply it in my job or in my future career, because I'm already doing that. And I am so grateful that the timing was perfect, that while I was learning, I was applying everything that I was learning into my job, and I cannot wait, to pursue a higher position and be able to show my skills, to show what I have learned in this program, and continue my education as well. And as a leader now, today, I feel that I'm well prepared, that I can and I will move up in position. I feel that I have a lot to offer, not only the institution that I work for, but to the community as well. Like I mentioned, as a staff senator, as a president of the staff senate, I feel like I am more ready to take on the role, to see where we can move up from now, because we also have a lot of projects in place that I feel, there's one project that we have with compensation and salaries that I'm working on right now, and everything that I've learned is also helping me in that. So it's not only helping me in my job, but it's helping me in so many aspects of my life, that I am so grateful that it was the best decision. Honestly, the best decision that I made was to take this program, these courses, and I feel I see myself more understanding, more willing to speak my voice, more open. I've now, from being a shy person or more shut down, or just the confidence side, I feel that I'm more confident now. I'm more open to doing presentations. My supervisor comes to me, Carol, do you mind doing that orientation class? Do you mind opening up, for this meeting while I get there? And yes, I'll do it. Yes, I feel that I'm more prepared, more willing. I'm more understanding in different situations. I'm able to strategize better. I just see myself as a better leader. I'm more equipped, more knowledgeable, and by far I am more professional. I have developed so much in this role, and I look forward to continuing to grow. I look forward to continue to develop professionally, and see where it takes me. I am so excited. I am very thankful to all my teachers once again. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without your support. And it's also not only, like I keep saying, these classes help me so much, but it's the instructional part, the instructors that put all their time into these students. And for myself, I can honestly say that thank you, because you were understanding, you were patient, you were willing to help, and you were always available, which is amazing, because sometimes you go to a class which is not online, and sometimes it's difficult to get a hold of the instructor, office hours, or and you know the funny thing is that this is an online course, a full online course, 7-week courses, and the instructors make themselves available and are quick to answer emails, are quick to get back to you, questions on projects or on an exam. And I feel that this is a very, very good, I would recommend this program and I have, to my coworkers, and anybody else who is willing to grow in an organizational, in a leadership role. And very, very good program. And I feel like today, like I mentioned, as a leader, I'm prepared, I'm ready, and I'm so excited to embark on this new journey that I wish to pursue a higher position, and I know that I will, because I'm ready, I'm confident, because of the knowledge that I've acquired, because of the skills, and because all the material has helped me that I've learned, apply it. I know how to apply it into my work. So I'm very grateful for that. And I believe those are all the questions that I have. I hope I didn't miss any. And once again, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this program. This program has made a big impact and a big change in my life. And I know that I will continue to apply everything that I've learned into my work, into this institution, and it has made me a better person and of course, a much better leader. Thank you so much.